Hello everyone, myself Dharma. This session is for GNM second year, and the topic of this session is infective endocarditis. Firstly, we will discuss about the heart and the layers of the heart wall. As we all know that हार्ट एक रफली कोन शेप्ड हॉलो मस्कुलर ऑर्गन है जो कि अबाउट 10 सेंटीमीटर लॉन्ग है एंड वेट्स अबाउट 225 ग्राम इन वुमेन and 310 gram in man. And the position of the heart is the heart lies obliquely in the thoracic cavity in the mediastinum. What is mediastinum? Mediastinum is a space between the lungs, and it is a slightly more to the left of the chest. Now the wall of the heart is composed of three layers of tissue, that is epicardium, myocardium, endocardium. Epicardium is the outermost layer, myocardium is a middle layer, and endocardium is the innermost layer. Firstly we will talk about epicardium. Epicardium को हम pericardium भी बोलते हैं, and it is the outermost layer, and the function of the epicardium is it prevents the heart from over expanding when blood volume increases in the heart, and it reduces friction between the heart and the surrounding tissues of the heart, and this layer protects the heart against infection. Now the second is myocardium. Myocardium is a middle layer, and it is composed of specialized cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscles are those muscles which only found in the heart. It is striated like skeletal muscle, and but it is not under voluntary control. Okay, and the function of the myocardium is myocardium assists in contraction and relaxation of the cardiac walls so that blood can pass between the chambers. Then next is a endocardium. Endocardium is the innermost layer, and it lies the chambers and the wall and the valves of the heart, and it consists of the same tissue as the insides of arteries and veins, and the main function of the endocardium is it allows the smooth flow of blood through the heart. Now the introduction of infective endocarditis. Infective endocarditis क्या है? Infective endocarditis inflammation of the inner lining of the heart है, that is the endocardium. Inflammation of the endocardium है, and which occurs because of the bacterial and fungal infection, and a serious complication of congenital heart disease and rheumatic heart disease. Infective endocarditis को मेडिकल इमरजेंसी कंसिडर करना चाहिए बिकॉज ये डैमेज कर सकता है हार्ट वेव्स को, मायोकार्डियम को, एंड अदर वाइटल ऑर्गन्स को लाइक ब्रेन एंड किडनीज. In this image you are seeing the normal tricuspid valve, mitral valve, pulmonary valve, and aortic valve. Okay, and in the second image you are seeing that abnormal, the valves of infective endocarditis child. Next is causative agents. The most common infective organism of infective endocarditis is Streptococcus viridans, and other causative agents include Staphylococcus aureus, E. coli, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, and some other gram-negative bacilli like Shigella, Salmonella, and Pseudomonas, Moraxella, Helicobacter, etc. Now the clinical manifestations. Clinical manifestation include low-grade fever, chills, rigor, night sweating, general weakness, malaise, anorexia, weight loss, in joint pain and diffuse myalgia, in clubbing, in petachy, anemia, splenomegaly, and appearance of features like heart failure, abnormal heart sound. Now the classic signs of infective endocarditis is, first is Roth spots. What is Roth spots? Roth spots is a retinal hemorrhages within a pale center. Okay, like this. Second is Janeway lesions. What is this? This is a non-tender macules on fingers and soles. Next is Osler nodes. Osler nodes are the painful lesions on hands and feet. Next is splinter hemorrhage. Splinter hemorrhage are the blood clots that tend to run vertically under the nails. Now the diagnostic evaluation. Diagnostic evaluation includes history collection, physical examination, blood culture, ECG, blood examination, urine examination. Now the management. Management of infective endocarditis should be started as early as possible by using having dose of antimicrobial agents for a long period to treat current episodes and to prevent relapse of the condition. Then appropriate antibiotic therapy need to be administered for 4 to 6 weeks, and the selection of antibiotics should be done on the basis of culture and sensitivity report. The commonly used antibiotics in infective endocarditis are, first is penicillin, gentamicin, streptomycin, cefazolin, ampicillin, coxsacillin, amikacin, and vancomycin. And antifungal agents like amphotericin B and 5-fluorocytosine. Now the nursing management. Patient should be nursed with bed rest and calm, quiet environment in high Fowler's or orthopenic position. Then assistance in activities of daily living. Then monitoring of vital signs, cardiovascular status, renal function, signs of embolic phenomenon, drug toxicity, etc. Then administration of medication with necessary precautions and arrangement of laboratory investigations. Then emotional support with necessary instructions and health teaching. Then ambulation and permitted activity with necessary restrictions should be explained. Then features of relapse, need for follow-up, importance of continuation of treatment, and possible complications with prognosis should be informed. Then parents and children should be encouraged to express their feeling and necessary support, and prevention of the condition should be discussed. Now the complications. First one is a valvular damage. Then next is vasculitis. Vasculitis is the inflammation of blood vessels. Then second is glomerulonephritis. Glomerulonephritis is the inflammation of the glomeruli. Glomeruli are the structures in kidneys that are made up of tiny blood vessels, and the function of glomeruli is to remove the excess fluid, electrolytes, and waste from the bloodstream and pass them into urine. Then next is renal insufficiency. Then congestive cardiac failure. Then systemic embolism. Systemic embolism is a blockage in the atrial or venous blood flow. Then pulmonary embolism. Pulmonary embolism is a condition in which a blood vessels in the lungs gets blocked by a blood clot. Then brain abscess. Next is osteomyelitis. Osteomyelitis is an infection in the bone which is caused by the bacteria or fungi. And next is acquired ventricular septal defect. Thank you.